Hi guys, welcome back to Art a la Carte, and this is the beginning of a brand new series called Figure Drawing 101. You guys have requested over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to be teaching you everything I know about drawing the human form and the different techniques that help me learn to draw people. In this video, I'm going to be just showing you the beginning basic setup of the human form. Learning how to draw a human figure, there are so many techniques and methods and ways to learn how to draw people. It's insane, and that's actually really what confused me as I was beginning my art journey, was trying to figure out which way was right and finding out that, well, they all have their right ways and wrong ways, but it's more about finding which way works best for you. The thing I kept getting wrong when I was first drawing figures is I would try to draw the completed figure right from the start. I'm going to bring this down to the very basic, which is the stick figure. So here I'm going to draw just a regular guy standing here, and I'm going to do it in a stick figure. I'm going to use my red pencil here, just so it's a little bit lighter. We can go over top of it as we begin to work through these methods. Start off with a circle for the head. I'm going to go down a little bit for his neck, and then from this part I'm going to go ahead and give him his shoulders. Unlike a traditional stick figure that's just a line down and then lines out for his arms and legs, we're going to make him a little bit more complex. So I'm going to give him his shoulders, and then I'm going to go ahead and give him his backbone, which actually runs from his neck all the way down to his tailbone. And in this position he's standing pretty cool, so it's not super straight but not super curvy. And then at this point here I'm going to go ahead and give him his hips. And for his hips, I'm just drawing a cross line across, and there's the main body. What I do is at any point that has a joint or someplace that can pivot, like where his arms are in the arm sockets or his hip sockets, I'm going to represent that with a ball. That will help me to remember that I can move these around however I want. And now I'm going to go ahead and place in my upper arm down to the elbow, where I'm going to put another circle because that's another place that can pivot and bend, and then down here with his forearm to his hand, which I'm going to represent just with like an oval for his hand, keeping everything super simple. Same thing over on this side, coming down, elbow, hands down, boom, right there. And then the same thing is going to be applied with his legs. So for his legs, I'm going to bring them down for the upper thighs, all the way down to where the knees would be, and then from the knees bring it down for the calves, and then represent his feet and ankles with some ovals as well. So this is our just super simple basic figure drawing guy. Now I'm going to go ahead and kind of beef him up just a little bit. I'm going to start adding in some extra features to him, mainly his torso. So about halfway between these points here, I'm going to go ahead and make a sad face. This is the bottom part of his rib cage, and I'm just going to bring this up. There's his rib cage right there. And then I'm going to make a happy face. It's just going to rest right on top of the hip line. There's his little happy face. And you're just going to kind of draw what looks like now underwear, but these are his hips. And then right in the center here is going to be a circle, because this part really pivots a lot. You can move in all different sorts of directions here. So now this gives him a little bit of base. A lot of times when people are teaching you how to draw the human figure, they're going to talk about how many heads high. Some artists say 7 heads high, some say 9.5 heads high, some artists say 6 heads high. You can totally do that, and I do eyeball it. That's what makes people people. Some people have a longer torso, some have a shorter torso, some have shorter legs, some have longer arms. Average, this is kind of where things go. But, it's not a cut and dry. This is where you're going to find your own rhythm for this. And this takes just drawing. Taking this basic setup and practicing it out. Once you get comfortable drawing it with this setup and you know all these different parts go in here, you're going to find, again, your own rhythm to drawing your own figure. But just like when I teach you how to draw, animals or whatever, we don't worry about the details and like the clothes and the facial features. We're looking for the positioning, the shape first. So you'll see that as I'm drawing these out, I'm not doing all of this detail. I'm a lot messier in areas. I maybe add a little bit of a hint of a detail, but I find a rhythm to my drawing. And that again is just going to be coming from lots and lots of practice. But let's go back to this guy here, and let's go ahead and measure him out and see how many heads high he is. So I'm going to take my pencil and measure the pencil there. So I'll put that to the top of the circle, and then I'm going to put my finger at the bottom of the circle. So there is 1 head length. So he is I'll change this a little bit here. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 heads high. So he's not a super tall person. He is, you know, a little bit more on the average to maybe shorter size. To make him taller, I would lengthen out his torso and definitely give some length to his legs. But he's, you know, he's not misproportioned. He's not going to look like Gorilla Man with his arms way down here. The thing with the elbow is take your elbow right now and bring it to your side, and you're going to find that resting, it comes right below your rib cage. So here's his rib cage, and if he brought his elbow down, it would come right about here. And then if you take and you stretch your fingers out, if you stand up, stretch your fingers out, then you're going to notice that it comes about mid-thigh is where your fingers are going to rest. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a general idea of how long to make his arms. We're going to be taking all of this in a lot more detail as we go through this 101 series, but I want you to get used to drawing this awesome stick figure guy or girl and just practice this out. But remember, don't draw the detail, just draw the stick figure person. As you look at the person in the photo, find these different places. Of course, there's tons of awesome reference books with figures in them. You can go to your local library and check those out as well. This is your first assignment for the Figure Drawing 101 course, is I want you just to practice these out. How many? As many as you want to do. I'm just going to say the more you do, the better you're going to get. And I'm talking a lot. I want to show you the sketchbook. Here's a sketchbook that one of my dear friends got me for Christmas. Thank you so much, Ginger and Katie. And I decided to make this my figure drawing sketchbook. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of these figures. So here are 4 different sketches, and you probably can't even recognize that that's what they are. I gave myself 30 seconds for each sketch. So I would look at the picture and I had 30 seconds to draw it, then I'd move on to the next picture. I set a little alarm that would let me know. So these are 30-second drawings. These are more 30-second drawings. Then I would switch and I would give myself a minute to draw these out. And just draw, just really, really super fast. And then I would give myself a little bit more time, and so I would draw these out. So just over and over and over. Again, none of these are meant to really ever be finished drawings. The reason you're drawing these so fast and so quickly is you want to train your eye to see the shape, to see the motion in the drawing, because your eyes are already looking for the detail, but it has to be trained to see the motion and the shape. Here's another. These are 30-second drawings, and now you're beginning to see the motion and the flow that I have with these. Here's one I just looked at, some different Jedis fighting, and I just drew my own characters. But again, I probably spent 10 minutes on each of these, but I would start off with a really fast sketch first and then begin to work it in. So, I didn't work so much where I got bored with doing 30-second drawings. I would change it up, but then I would always go back to kind of warm-ups, like you're doing exercises, and you would, do stretches. Before I would start working on my figure drawings, I would do just some 30-second warm-ups. And this isn't something that I just did, 10, 15 years ago when I was learning how to draw. This is something that I do even today. These, I think, were done last month. This is my newest sketchbook for these. And I just still practice. I'm always honing my skills, working on them, just trying to get it as best I can, working on it. And so I encourage you to do the same thing. Just keep working on your sketches and starting off with this guy. Draw. Practice. So the 101 series now is going to be on Wednesdays, because I thought 101 Wednesdays sounded kind of cool. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on the next 101 series, along with all the other videos that I post during the week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye! You guys are still here? Well, since you're here, make sure to check out on this video and maybe this video. Go draw. All right, you can really click off now. Go draw. Go.